What is going on, you guys? Alex here, bringing you another deck profile. It's been a while, it's been about a month or so since I posted. This time, as you can see, I'm bringing you a Dark Magician deck. This is a deck that I've been playing for a while, forever actually, since Dark Magician came out. And once I found out that they're getting support in, like, in the last set, Dark Illusions, I was very happy. The support was pretty lackluster, to be honest. It's not as good as it could have been, but I'm pretty happy nonetheless. I took this deck to a regionals about a few days ago. I did pretty well. Went X3, losing to two ABC players and a Mermail player. One of the ABC players that I lost to, I just couldn't do anything. His opening hand was just insane. He made Dragon Buster, Infinity, instant no not instant vanity's emptiness and anti-spell, so his hand was just insane, so I lost to that. I won first game two and I drew no creatures, so I lost. The first ABC player that I lost to was a great match. Game three I just lost because I opened really bad and he managed to do combos, so I lost to that. And the water player just opened Diva, instant fusion, twin twister, so I was like, sure bro, that's fine. But the deck did amazingly. I played against six ABCs. I beat four of them. I played against Magispector Demise. I played no, just Magispector Demise. I played against Josenju Demise, and the Water player. So that's 9 rounds. The deck did very good. Better than I expected actually. It has a really good ABC matchup, and I'll explain some of my choices because as you can see, there are a lot of weird choices, but I'm going to start with the monster lineup. I played three Dark Magicians, standard. You have to play three. I don't think you can play any less than that. In this deck, you actually want to open with Dark Magician, unlike the Blue Us deck that you don't want the Blue Us in your hand. I played three Magicians Raw just because it's the best normal summon you have, and probably the only normal summon you want to do. It's this guy. Three is mandatory. I played two Kaikus and one Knight and Sorcerer for the Magician's navigation target. I kept drawing Knight and Sorcerer all day, which was very upsetting. But it's still fine, still a tuner. If I get its effect off, it's actually a game because you just banish two of their cards. Against the ABC players, I banished their pieces and then I Kaiku the rest. So these three were really good during the weekend. And the last card, one Magician of Dark Illusions. I'm only playing one because I don't ever want to draw this card. Well, mainly because I'm playing Card of the Demise, as you can see, but I'll get to that in a little bit. I'm playing just the one. The one worked. It was here just to make rank 7 plays, just because Evon Illusion Magician is still really good. So I decided to keep the one. So that's it for my monster lineup. That's 9, 10 monsters. At times I wish I had a third Kaiku, but it will be in the side deck. So 10 monsters. For the spells, the most important spell, Dark Magical Circle. Great card. It's a +1 on activation if you get lucky. And every turn, if your opponent doesn't answer it, you will start banishing their cards. It's really good. I wish it had some sort of protection built in, but that's fine. Three Potted Dualities helps you dig. There are a lot of spells in this deck just because there is a spell that require us to have spells in graveyard, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But three Power Duality is actually really good. I like seeing Power Duality in my opening hand going first, just because it puts you ahead. You dig through your deck. So three dualities for now, maybe two later, but three's been working. The card that I decided to play at the last minute, this was like 3 a.m. on the night before the tournament. I decided that I wanted to play something cool, and I figured the Card of the Mice and Dark Magician works. Just because if you draw your Dark Magicians, you can just put them in the graveyard and start special summoning them back with Eternal Soul. So I felt that this card was just insane. You can set 5 and activate Card of the Mice and just start setting more spells and traps that do things on your opponent's turn. So this card was actually really good, and people were surprised to see this card in the deck. It's a concept that I came up. I saw one of my friends from Japan doing this, and I just took his idea, and it works. Really good. You should try it. Look into it. For the one-ups, Terraforming, Upstart, and Dark Magic Attack. Every time I searched Dark Magic Attack and resolved it, I won that game. This card is still insane. People don't see it coming. They have 3 to 4 sets, and you just like Harpy's Feather Duster them. It's just the nuts. Again, every time I resolved it, I won. Card's absurd, to be honest. One Book of Moon, because you play during your opponent's turn, and even though Book of Moon is not very good against like pendulum decks, but it's pretty good against any other deck. You know, like if you have a Kaiku face up and you're playing against ABC and they make Tsukiyomi, or you can just Book of Moon it so they don't get to advance their game state, or you can start Book of Mooning during your turn to activate your Guy's effect, like Dark Magician or Rod. So just the one, it's pretty good. Maybe later I'll cut it, but right now just the one. For the 2 of spells, I play 2 Illusion Magics, because at times you discard your Dark Magicians due to Carve Demise, and then you need them to be live for navigation. So you play 2, so you can grab them back and resolve your navigations. The card of the weekend in the deck, Secret Village of the Spellcaster, of course, was nuts. Having a Dark Magician and protected by Eternal Soul and navigation, and that Dark Magician protecting the Secret Village, that was just incredible. Like, so many pluses. The people were like setting their spells, and I would just like Dark Magic attack them. It was crazy. Crazy good. One of the new cards that we just got, Dark Magic Inheritance. It's a Rhoda. If you don't know what it does, it says you can banish 2 spell cards from your graveyard and then add 1 spell or trap card to the list Dark Magician in its text. So basically, it's a Magician's Rod. I'm playing 2 just because I'm playing a lot of spells. And if you open with it, you go like Pod Duality, Upstart, or Terraforming, and then you go this. It puts you ahead. It's just like search. I think 2 is really good. I could see myself playing 1, but as of right now, I'm playing 2. And it's a quick play spell, remember, to trigger your guys' effect on your opponent's turn. Because if you like resolve 1 on your turn and you have another one set, you can, on your opponent's end phase, you can banish 2 spells and add more cards. So I feel that 2 is pretty good. That's the spell lineup. No Raigeki, no Dark Hole, no Twin Twisters, none of that. It's not needed. All those are in the side deck. For the traps, I play 3 Eternal Souls because it's probably the best trap in the deck. The card is really good. After demising your Dark Magicians on the end phase, you can bring him back on your opponent's turn, and it's really clutch. I feel that 3 it's mandatory. You can't play any less. I'm sorry, you just can't. 2 navigations, just because it's not as important, because due to card demise, if you don't have the Dark Magicians in hand, you won't be able to activate. That's why I'm playing 2 Illusion Magics to resolve this card. But once you resolve navigation, you're probably going to win the game. It's actually really insane. The OTK potential this card brings to the deck, it's great. So that's it for 5 Dark Magicians, spells, and traps. 3 Solemn Strikes, just because Pendulum Summons are really insane. You can deal with just about any monsters, but when your opponent Pendulum Summons 3 or more guys, you just can't deal with that. So Solemn Strike's there strictly for pendulums and any effects, of course. Solemn Strike is the nuts. 1 of each of the best trap cards in the game right now, Emptiness and Warnings, they win games on their own. I don't need to explain why they're there, but 1 of each. And the last 2 traps, I wanted to play something to like establish boards. Something that my opponent wasn't expecting. A lot of people are playing Quakings, which is pretty good, but I decided that to play this. The reason is I am going to be demising for 5. Like, I'm going to be setting 5 to 4 traps or spells or traps on my turn and have like a clear board. And then a lot of people won't be expecting this because, again, they don't really know what a Dark Magician deck should be playing, you know. A lot of people ran into my Drowning Mirror Force for like 4 or 5 creatures, and that was game breaking. So after the demising, you would draw into this, and then you would set him, and your opponent is like, oh wow, he has no creatures, like I'm probably going to win that game. They would push for game, and they would run into this. And this card, again, is just it's so good. Like, if you resolve this for a +2, you just win. A lot of my ABC players actually lost because they got greedy. They summoned like 3 to 4 guys, and they would attack me for like with all of them, and all of them went back to the deck. So they lost all the resources. That's why I won. Not gonna lie, this card is really really good. Plus, you can like activate Drowning and then activate Navigation or Eternal Soul, or Dark Magic Illusion guy. So I felt that 2 was correct. I was doing 3, but at the last second I cut it to play 41 cards instead of 42, and that's the main list. Okay, like I said, the deck did very, very well. It has very good matches against everything, except for like Floodgate, like decks much like Magic Specters, just because they search all the spells and traps, and if you summon your Rod and they negate that effect, you're gonna struggle a lot. But the deck does very well against everything. Again, this I decided to put this together at 3 a.m. the night before the tournament, and I sort of knew it was gonna do really good, and it did. The deck did very well. Again, if you haven't tried the Carve the Mice version on it, I would recommend doing so. It's a lot of fun. You get a lot of pluses, and you don't have to resolve the Mice all the time. Remember, you can just set it, and then if you duality the Mice and like Upstart, you're just gonna win the game. It's really hard for your opponent to come back, especially if you have like Dark Magicians coming left and right on their turn. It's really really good. Like the power the deck has for a normal monster deck, it's high. It's very high. Again, this is the list that I took to regionals, and it did fairly well. I'm probably gonna be playing testing with this for a while. Again, let me know what you think of the list, and if you guys have any questions, please post them down below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Again, thank you for sticking with me, and thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Peace.